of stuff to talk about. First of all, I'm very happy to be here. Where are all the Once Upon a Time fans? You guys, this is like the highlight of my con every year. So let's get started with these fabulous people. I want to bring out first the executive producers of Once Upon a Time. Let's bring out Eddie Kitson and Adam Horowitz. Hi guys, how are you? You look really beautiful and scruffy, I love it. Up next we have the fabulous Jared Gilmore, who plays Henry.
Stop it.
He's fighting his name. I think you're burnt out then. Help him, Eddie, help him.
Dumbass.
Up next is the villainous, but also sweet, the wicked witch Selena, Rebecca Nader.
Starbucks.
We have the beautiful
white girl.
and winsome Belle, Emily DeRobin. We have the handsome and charming and also villainous at times, Josh Dallas, who plays Prince Charming. We have the amazing woman who plays Regina and the Evil. Yes, dog, yes. Up next is the beautiful and fierce Emma Swan, played by Jennifer Moore. And last but not least, the roguishly handsome Hook. So, hi guys.
Morning.
We're back doing it again. How you feeling?
Awesome!
Okay, so what we're going to do today, I think we did this last year as well, because we want this to be a panel that you all get to be a part of from the very beginning. We want to ask those who have questions to safely move in line now. Safely, gently. If you have a burning question, get to the mics now, because I'm going to be throwing to you randomly throughout the panel. Okay, so get moving. Safely. All right.
I'm scared.
You're a little scared? You think?
Queen.
Yeah? I want to start with this one question, Eddie and Adam. And I believe there's a drinking game associated with this now, so we're just going to get that out of the way. What is your definition of hope? Oh, you see how much they're waiting? There's rapt attention in here. They just waiting.
My definition of hope is the belief that things will get better.
Okay.
My definition of hope is the belief that Eddie is right.
His glasses are sideways.
So I wanted to say this before we got really into it. What I love about Once Upon a Time and this cast and these creators is that it's a show about anything can happen, anything can be, happy endings, love, redemption, all of that. And what I wanted to say to all of us as fans of this show is that we have been given a gift in that we get to take this ride with all of these characters and see the beauty of what this world can be. Now, there are going to be times that things happen that make us very upset. Do y'all know what I'm talking about? Okay, now listen. We will address everything up here today. And then we will get in front of our televisions and enjoy the show that they are going to craft for us, and we're going to see where they're going to take us. Okay, so let's start with Emily. Let's get happy and sunshiny. Let's go to Emily. Emily! Hi, honey. Rumple has put Belle through a lot of stuff through the years. And she keeps believing. I want to know, what is the draw for Belle with Rumple? What is it about him that makes her go, I'm going to keep believing no matter what he does to me and my unborn child right now? Sarah, the baby's in peril.
Yeah, good question. I think that she and, well, I guess we all could see it towards the end of last season for the first time, she's acknowledging and realizing that part of that pull is him being kind of a bad guy. She likes that, even though deep down, yes, she sees the good in him, she sees the wonderful person, the loving person he can be. But that darkness, she likes that. There's a side of that that definitely pulls her in, and why she's, stuck by him and hung around to a degree. I think she's struggling with that quite a bit. It's kind of cool.
Okay, she likes the bad guy. All right. Lana. Shamelessly, right? Lana. I call her Lana. She doesn't mind. Lana. Yes. We saw an amazing arc for you this year. There has been, Regina was redeemed, and then she lost the great love of her life, her soulmate. And now she's split. She split herself in two, and she's become Regina and the Evil Queen. Well, my question is, how complete is the split? Is Regina fully good and the Evil Queen fully evil? Or is there just still a mixture in Regina? Because we like that little bit of mischief in her.
Regina's still sassy.
Okay.
She's not going to lose her sass.
I think that's an applause line if I've ever heard an applause line.
Question I've actually asked Adam and Eddie as well, because I thought, is she just now this pure, light being, kind of, I guess you would say. And they said, well, no, not really, because she's still, sassy, and that's Regina. She's sarcastic, and that's what we love about her. So she's not going to lose that. But the Evil Queen is slightly different than she used to be.
Oh.
I would think that Adam and Eddie agree. She is now without a conscience, so she's pure evil. And a lot of fun. Regina is desperate to really, be this hero and be happy internally, like deep down inside, and that's really what she wants for herself. She has this beautiful family now, and
Rebecca's like me, I want to have that family. Go ahead.
and her sisters. We have a lot of fun.
We do.
Yeah. So it's going to be an interesting journey this year to see how the two versions of Regina and, the Evil Queen and Regina sort of coexist. Yeah.
All right. Josh, speaking of duality.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were. Let's just marvel at how cute he is for a minute. Let's just take that moment. Drink it in. You got to play two sides of two different people, but you got to be yourself and then also your evil brother. So what was that like for you, getting to show that other side of you as an actor?
It was great. It was a chance for Charmy to see everything that he didn't want to be, or everything he didn't ever want to become. And he wanted to have a relationship with his brother, and he always felt a connection with him. And I wish, he wishes that he could have got, to know him, but that just wasn't the case. But his brother was a reminder to him of everything that he wanted to avoid and stay away from, and not become.
I'm sorry, it was a charm attack. I forgot where I was in my brain. I had questions and it just went out my head. I'm gonna go to Colin and Jen. Colin and Jen, this is first a request directly from the Twitters, as I like to call them. They'd like somebody's head needs to go on somebody's shoulder and somebody needs to put an arm around. You know what I'm talking about, you guys? You guys did something adorable on your own that we now want to recreate for this panel. So I don't know, head on the shoulder, hug around. Oh, there we go. Get the picture. Okay, this is my question for you guys. At the end, in your final scene together, there was a wedding dress. There was a wedding dress. Where? Discuss. You didn't see it? We saw it?
All right, I think I know what this is. It's in the shop window behind.
Yeah, it's in the shop window. We saw
But it's on the set, and it's always been there. So it's not like it wasn't specifically put there. It's just the dress that was in the window, but I don't think it's a wedding dress.
Maybe Emma's gonna go shopping.
Maybe.
Well, I think we can all agree if it was Emma's wedding dress, it would be red and leather. So, I don't even know what everyone's reading into.
Wait, you mean like this?
this dress.
In fact, a lot like that.
Oh, what could we infer? Okay, no. Okay.
Something borrowed.
Hey, Jared.
Yes.
Yes. First of all, you grown, and it makes me very uncomfortable because you're now taller than me. That's the first thing. Second, Henry kind of spread his wings this year. He rebelled a bit, in my opinion. Oh, there was a little rebellion in him. What in your mind has he learned this year about his importance in his family and where he stands? Does he feel that he's a vital part of it? Where does he fit in?
I think now that Henry is the author, he's gained that thing that I am a hero now. And my way of helping people is by being able to give them their stories and help them figure things out. And I think Henry has found his place. And he believes that now he is a part of the
accept and believe that a man could actually love her because she had such a rubbish life, and then all of a sudden her sister gave her trust when she really, quite frankly, didn't deserve it. So there's like these three people that loved her even though she didn't really feel like she was worth it, and I think that's changed in a really powerful, fundamental way, and it's been really fun to play. And Hades is gone, I had to save Regina, as you do, and I'm carrying the baby, and I'm really enjoying, this season so far, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen.
Adam and Eddie, I noticed that Zeus, he stepped in and he changed Hook's fate. That's not the question. It's not the question yet. Can Zeus somehow intervene in all eternal matters?
I feel like that was a one-time only Zeus interference based.
Thank you, Zeus.
Yeah, Jen's like, thanks, Zeus.
Wait, you could have given me back my hand.
How did I magic back his hand? I keep wondering that.
You haven't
How did I
earned
magic
it.
back his
Well, I
hand?
haven't.
Do you really want two hands?
No, I like the hook.
I mean, he
It's
loves
good.
that hook.
That's my
See
name.
Hook without a hook.
This is for Jen and Lana. Emma and Regina's connection is one of my favorite parts of the show. You guys would spend a lot of time helping each other, loving each other, and encouraging each other towards accepting every part of yourselves. How will their relationship evolve now that Regina possibly has no ill will towards Emma, and the evil queen has nothing but ill will towards everybody?
Gosh,
I had to write that one down because I feel that in my soul. That's a very important question.
like, these women have grown so much over the years, and they've become best friends.
Yeah.
And it's such an admirable relationship. And I'm curious to see. I know Regina and Emma are gonna. Well, I don't know anything actually. Do I? Adam, Eddie, do we know anything?
we know plenty.
Well, we know plenty, but we don't know what's coming.
They've only seen the first 3
We've
episodes.
only seen, yeah. But and Emma has saved her many times and has been a great
And
friend.
vice versa.
I would say there's going to be some fun times to be had. It just depends what your interpretation of fun is.
No, but we do get to see Hook and Charming together in a fun arc.
Yeah.
Yay!
Woo! Eddie and Adam, when you guys left the underworld, we didn't see. I mean, you just left it. Like, it's still there. It's a vibrant part of the world. So what's happening down there?
Does anyone want to see what's happening down there? I mean, we brought a little clip.
I mean, if you want to see it, I don't know. Let's take a peek into the underworld.
Where's Bob?
Boy!
Last night? What time is it?
11
Little more information, please.
a.m.
Well, I shall have a mimosa then. Oh, don't need that bit. So then, sweetie, what were you before you ended up here in the underworld?
I'm Sir Mordred.
Oh, it's that Mordred sounds awful, has dread in it.
Your name starts with Cruel.
What about that?
I was part of King Arthur's Round Table before we betrayed him. I was Fifth around or clockwise?
Hierarchy. It's bloody everywhere. Even with round tables. I mean, even down here. I mean, Arthur is running the underworld. What am I? Just another lush at the local bar. Darling, that's all I ask of you.
You're right, I'm not much like in the underworld with Arthur in charge.
Oh, you're so right, so true. Oh, you're very soft. Can I skim you, darling, just to keep in practice?
No.
Oh, just a little bit, just around the edges. No. I think of it as deep exfoliation, darling.
No.
Well, then I'll have a whiskey. Push the champagne down.
Sorry. Clean out.
Oh, no, well, that's just bloody it, isn't it? I mean, how are we supposed to carry on under these conditions?
Well, we could move on.
Who else, please? Hardly likely. Where's the toilet, darling? Oh, it's the flaming hole in the red hot rock, darling.
We're not in the worst place. I mean, what if we sought redemption? What if we worked hard and found a way to make up for our villainy?
Oh, you mean do good things to balance out the heinous things? Demonstrate compassion?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's not really the thing, though, is it? I mean, cruel to will, solving crimes, and a windbreaker. I mean, I may as well bloody pet puppies with the skin still on.
You know,
What? Spit it out.
maybe you should stay here. I mean, you make all the rest of us look pretty good by comparison. I'm sorry.
No, not you. Just remember about the whiskey, that's all. What was it?
That you're the darkness that makes the light visible.
I am.
Makes villains like you make minor villains like me look good.
Thank goodness, possible.
Well,
I'm the true hero. Well, if one is to stay in this hellhole, one really should bloody well be drinking champagne.
coming round.
Just so smooth.
Good.
What was happening? Where's our lights?
Nice.
Hello. Hey!
So, we just like to thank Gene Espenson, who wrote and directed.
And, you know, we are up here, but as you know, we do not do this alone. We would like to thank the writers of Once Upon a Time. Come on, where are you guys?
Where are you? Where are you?
Stand up wherever you are.
Stand up. Let us know what you're
Mom double Biden.
Fearless Warriors of Burbank.
Now accost them. Right there, accost them.
I don't even see them.
Cost them.
What are we getting for lunch today, guys? All right.
Hey, Colin.
Yep.
What are the consequences of Hook being back from the dead? Is he still the Hook we know and love? I'm sorry, I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to him. What? You guys not excited about what I just did? Do you see this? This is an Icon Heroes collectible statue of Hook. It's available at SDCC. He didn't know I was doing this. It's like, like, what is that? It's available at Comic-Con, and then there's going to be some other characters coming, like Emma and Regina, and more to come from Icon Heroes. And it comes with like this, it's a commercial, but it's okay because I believe in it. There's a certificate of authenticity in each one, so you get like 1 of 1,000. So this is mine. I want one. I might give it to somebody if
Wait.
it's nice.
One of the boxes has Colin in it.
Yeah.
I do want you to answer that question though, but I just wanted to show.
And feel free to apply extra guy liner to your taste.
So is he still the Hook we know and love? Is there a change with him since he's come back from the dead?
I think he's still pretty much the same Hook. I mean, he's sort of trying to, you know, now that they know that it's sort of true love with Emma and Hook, it's sort of well, they're trying to figure out how to navigate being together in that sort of world now, and yeah. So at the minute he's the same Hook, but who knows?
Okay.
I think we might find out a few things about his past.
Oh,
We may. We can't tell you everything today.
Yeah.
But no, there's a little bit more of Hook's past that we delve into, and hopefully some surprising secrets that have been harbored.
Oh, Papa Hook. Been
Oh, Papa Hook, yeah.
More of that scoundrel? Really? Let's go to questions. Can we lift the light? Spotlight. It's your moment in the sun. Who's got a question? Oh, look at how pretty you are. What's your question, honey?
Hi, my name is Mary and I'm from Phoenix. And I wanted to know, we're seeing a lot of characters that are not from fairy tales. What is your favorite character that you would like to see from a fictional novel?
On the show or just in life? I got a list. Okay.
On the show.
On the show, got it.
Oh, who would, I'll start with Oliver Twist.
Yeah.
Nixon?
Richard Nixon in Storybook.
I don't know about that choice. I call shenanigans. Okay, who's next?
Oh, then.
I want to see the Three Little Pigs.
Maybe Indiana Jones? Oh boy.
I don't know that one.
Yeah, gosh, I was gonna say Indiana Jones. So that's that one.
Aaron
Han Solo?
I was gonna say Star Wars.
Sorry.
I think we should have Dora the Explorer.
What about Annie?
Tomorrow.
Darth Vader.
Did you say Darth Vader?
I did say Darth Vader.
That's very telling. I'm telling you, something's changed since you did that. Thank
You have no idea.
I know, I'm telling you.
Nightmare.
Something's
I'm a
going
monster.
on. Okay, who's next? Hi. Hi.
My friend wanted me to
Your friend wanted you to ask.
I swear.
All right.
She wanted me to ask how the Evil Queen coming back is going to impact Snow and Regina's relationship.
Well, the evil queen, if we remember, the one thing she wanted most in the world was Snow White's heart, and that will not stop.
Ooh.
But I think that one of the things that I've really loved in the course of the 5 seasons is watching how Regina turns to Snow and they've really become friends. And I think we're going to see very early on, we're going to see that relationship further. And Regina is, for the very first time, going to have a group of people to support her, while her other half is going to be trying to kill everyone and cause a lot of mischief.
Yeah, the Regina Snow relationship was kind of, ground zero for the show. It started with Regina breaking up the wedding, and there's been so much that's happened between them since then that, it's something that we really do start to explore this season even more, that relationship, their past, and their future together.
I wanted to ask a question about.
Was your friend okay with that answer?
I want to see the face of the
Yeah, I want to see her.
Can we see the friend's face?
Yeah.
I have a question about the Olympian crystal.
Great.
Okay. When Zelena shoved it into Hades, he was completely obliterated, like gone, dust, no more. When Hades shot Robin, his spirit seemed to float away, but the body remained.
Well, first of all, everything that was said about the Olympian crystal was said by Hades.
Hades said that stuff about the Olympian crystal.
So I don't know if he's the god of the underworld.
Kind of lies.
I don't know, can we trust him?
Can we trust
And
him?
I would say in all seriousness, that's a question that I think, some of our characters should and will ask. It's...
Okay. I like that answer.
Well,
You guys should like that answer.
For a show about hope, I would choose not to believe Hades, but we'll find out.
Did you hear that? I'm doing what I can up here, everybody. I'm doing what I can. Hi, honey. What's your question?
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Natalie from
Natalie.
Hi, Natalie.
Hi, everybody. Hello. Hi. So my question is for Josh. In the first season, when David was quote unquote married to Catherine, he was wearing a wig.
He was cursed.
He
wore a wedding ring, but then when the curse was lifted, he never put one back on. Why is that? Because I mean, it's the same person, really. Come on.
She's upset about it.
So yes, Josh.
Answer it, Josh.
God, what are you doing? I don't know. I don't
Right
know the
now,
answer to
Josh
that
is saying
question.
props.
Yeah.
Why am I not wearing the ring?
Exit?
Get Eddie and Adam on the phone.
I don't know why. I don't know why he hasn't put on the ring. I guess that's a question for Eddie and Adam. Why hasn't he put on the ring?
You know what? Let's put the ring on, and then we don't have to worry about it now.
Put the ring on. The ring is coming back.
Thank you. Oh, little BB-8. Hey, little BB-8. How you doing? What's your question?
I'm Sienna, and I'm from Toronto, Canada.
And you're adorable.
And my question is, when you found out you got the part, what was your reaction?
For everybody?
Yeah.
Thank you. Cuteness. Guys?
So I guess I'll.
Whoever wants to get in there.
Okay, when I found out that I got the part, I completely freaked out. I loved the role from the moment I saw it. So when I found out that I got it, I freaked out. I honestly did. I think I was crying.
So cute. Me too. I'm so twinning right now. I love that. I totally freaked out. I was walking the dog and I had a bag of something, as you do when you walk the dog. And spoiler alert, wasn't nice. And I was walking along and my agent called and she went, once upon a time, want you to be on the show. And I'm like, shut up! And I don't know what the role is, so you probably want to wait. I'm like, no, I'm alright. So I said yes, I didn't even know what it was. It was one of the best days of my life.
Sorry, I can't hear you. What do you mean? It's alright. It's alright. Our friendship, years, theory, whatever. Yeah, well, these guys called me and said, do you want to be part of the show? And I loved them. We got to work together on Lost, and so it was just an immediate yes, of course. And just I love the show and I love the cast, so it was amazing. Very, very happy.
Yeah, super excited. I freaked out too.
The phone rang and it was my agent, but I didn't know because she said, "Hi, is Regina there?" And I said, "I'm sorry, you have the wrong number." Calling for Regina, and I said, "Wrong number." She went, "Lana, you got the part." And I opened a bottle of champagne.
I can't beat that story.
I was thrilled. I loved the script from the very start. I think then all of us went into the throes of panic because I was working on How I Met Your Mother at the time, and I had to beg the showrunners of How I Met Your Mother to flip the last 2 episodes of the season in order for the schedule to work. So we went into crisis mode and then excitement mode. So the champagne came after the crisis.
I was really like, No, I was absolutely delighted because I obviously didn't think that anyone I didn't think I'd be playing Captain Hook because traditionally he's sort of quite a bit older, so I was thrilled and very excited to be into leather pants.
So are we,
We all are, dear.
Hi, ladies.
Hi.
How are you?
Hi, I'm Carrie, and I'm from Los Angeles.
Nice.
And I'm her mom, Christy.
By the way, is that a Mary, Margaret, and Emma? That is fantastic. That is what I love about the show, is that you have 2 present-day Storybook costumes that are iconic enough to wear.
Yes, I love
The
it.
word on your shoulder is genius, though.
Our question is, on a show like this with so many intense scenes and, frankly, character deaths, what goes into preparing for those scenes and getting into the right mind frame?
For all of us? Or, do you want to start?
Thanks. It depends on the scene or the day. you know, I've died, what is it, 3 or 4 times?
You did say you're good at surviving.
So sometimes there was one where Hook sacrificed himself as the dark when he gets Emma to stab him, whatever, and
That was way harder on me than you.
yeah, but it was like a really late night, and it was one of those ones where it was that can be hard, but you sort of, well, as a cast, we're all so comfortable with each other and trust each other, so it's easy to work together and sort of, you know, kind of feel it out and get there. So with this cast, it's great. It's easy.
I think everybody's different. For me, I try to use stuff that's really personal to make it feel as real as possible, because otherwise, you know, it doesn't have the depth of meaning, I guess, you know. So I try to kind of apply things in my life that would be really hard to lose, and find a way to kind of flesh out some of those substitutions.
Every scene is, well, it's different, and it requires different preparation. So some scenes, you know, you kind of need to stay a little more focused and quiet and centered, and some, when we have these big like hero moments when we're all in groups together, it's really nice. We have a lot of fun, and that's part of the preparation. It brings us all together, and yes, there's this story. Regina's story is so complex that using her life is very beneficial. Just thinking about what she goes through and how that moves me and how that affects me, and like Jen, and probably a lot of other actors, we do use personal life. Our personal life does help in just finding, okay, have I been through a similar experience? That's really helpful. How do you relate to this particular character and this experience, and how would you react?
Yeah, you try to remember that time someone reached into your chest and ripped your heart. I mean, it's different for everybody. Everybody has a different way of going through it, like the guys have said. And, you know, it all starts with the writing and the script, and we all have character histories, and over 6 seasons, these characters are so rich with, you know, different levels of emotion and different stories, so you just draw on that as much as you can.
Yeah, no, same thing as, yeah, like you're saying, that's one of the beauties of being this far into a series, is you do have a history that you've lived and experienced through this character. So you, as much as I draw from my personal life, as some of the others have said, that, yeah, you get to do that with your character now, because we've spent so much time with them, so that's pretty cool.
One thing that really helps me, like besides thinking about, you know, if I've got to get really emotional for a scene, I think about awful things that have happened to me and I'll sit in it. But if we, you know, in TV we shoot really, really quickly, so you might not have a long time to really get somewhere emotionally. So if I need to expedite the situation, I'll find songs that really make me cry, because I love to cry. Sometimes you just want a really good cry with a glass of wine. I've got certain songs about by myself. So I've got like some real dark songs, so I'll just sit in my chair and get in this horrible mood and then go out there and take it on
That
the screen.
explains so much.
I know. It's my iPod that makes me like this. It's the tunes in my head. Music is really helpful though.
Well, I agree with you. When in situations like that, you try and pull from your personal life. But at this point, we're so far into the show that we have all formed connections with each other and are so close as a cast that it's easy to work together to get to that emotional state.
Yeah.
So I agree with you.
Yes.
Nice.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, guys, so we've gotten to the point where we have to stop taking audience questions, but what's your name?
I'm Alexis.
Alexis, I want Colin to go home with you, so can you come up here and get him?
Please remember to feed him. It's
Give him
very
water,
cranky
feed
around
him.
4 o'clock.
So you didn't think it through. What are you going to do now? He's Okay, guys, so look, thank you, Rebecca, for doing that wonderful vocal stylings.
It was for
because
you, girl.
I'm about to ask the question I ask every year, and I'm gonna keep asking until somebody does this for me. I need a musical episode of Once Upon a Time. And you know what? Look, I'll help. It should be Christmas. Let's do a Christmas time musical episode of Once Upon a Time. And I will even come and sing Jingle Bells. I will come and do it.
Let's do it!
Let's do it! Everybody up here has musical talent. I want it. I need it. Why don't you want us to act nice things? I don't understand. I'm gonna let you. Don't even answer. Just do what we need you to do.
Okay.
Now, I wanted to mention one other thing before we wrap up, you guys. Hot Topic, this great clothing store, is launching an exclusive Once Upon a Time fashion collection this fall in stores and online. Now, I don't know what's for sale, but I know that they wear lovely things on this show, so I think you should check into that and see if you can find something for yourself. And now, it's time for you guys to say if there's anything else you want to say to us right now, Adam and Eddie.
Well, do you guys want to see something?
What if we this year actually showed you the very first scene of the premiere? Would show us.
All right,
Here it comes.
thank you all.
Thank you guys for coming.
You guys are the reason we're here and we're in season 6.
Please, sir, our kingdom is in great danger. We need the Savior.
I'm sorry. He's not seeing anyone today.
What's wrong with him?
Pathetic. With the great Savior hiding. This is a sad day indeed.
Please.
I heard that I had to come see for myself. Look at the great Aladdin now.
You gonna kill me? Just get out of the way.
No, not a chance. I want to savor this. Do you remember when we first met? You were nothing but a common thief, but you had honor, despite what you did to me. The irony is delicious. It took becoming a hero for you to completely come apart. But that's what always happens to saviors, isn't it?
Why? Why are you doing this?
Oh, I'm not doing anything. It's the fate of saviors. You give and give and give, and for what? They pick the fruits, they cut the branches, and all that's left is this shaky stump. Always. That's why you never ever hear these words about a savior. They lived happily ever after.